Soak the duck in lime juice for 20 minutes and then rinse thoroughly. Then it's time to season the duck. I use a combination of green seasoning, garlic and ginger mix, Worcestershire sauce, kosher salt, and coarse ground black pepper. This recipe is really quick and easy using Jamaican curry powder. I'm using 1 tablespoon of curry powder for each pound of meat, so that's 5.5 tablespoons. Mix the curry powder really well into the seasoned duck meat. Then I like to let it sit just for about half an hour to an hour before cooking. The first step in cooking the duck is to chunky some aromatics. We have onions, pimentos, thyme, and a mixture of garlic and ginger, crushed or ground garlic and ginger. And we're going to saute that in hot oil. I'm adding a 1/4 cup of oil, just regular cooking oil, to the pot on high heat. Here's a good way to test if your oil is hot. It is kind of bubbling a little bit there. Just add in a little end of the thyme. So once that oil is hot, we're going to add all our aromatics to the pot. We have our onions, pimentos, and the thyme all sizzling up there. I'm also going to add the garlic too. This is actually a garlic ginger mix that Mommy ground up for our seasoning. So I'm going to add some of this to the pot. I usually like to add the garlic after I add the other stuff because it tends to burn first, and you don't want that to happen. You just want a nice browning to release all those lovely flavors. Once your onions start to get translucent like this, I like to add the duck to the pot. As you can see, I added all the seasoning juices and everything to the pot at one time. Now we're just going to stir that up real good and let it come to a boil. I'm going to keep my duck on high heat for now and see how it goes, and if I need to, I can always lower the heat. But at the very beginning, I'm definitely keeping it on a high heat. Let's see if I can reach my goal of cooking my duck in 1 hour today. We just started cooking and this already looks fantastic and smells so delicious. So it's been 10 minutes right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the heat to a medium high, and I'm going to cover the duck. After 5 minutes with the duck covered, let's give it a check and see what's happening. Okay, I can already tell that the duck is springing its own juices now, and that's good. And having it covered is going to help with the cooking process, make it more tender. I think I'm even going to lower this temperature to like a medium now, because it's the fire seems to be raging pretty good, so I don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot. This is our 20-minute mark right now. The duck is already starting to get tender. Very nice. I do like to check on my duck regularly because I don't want it burning, sticking to the bottom of the pot. And also you can monitor it that way to see if you need to add more water, any more liquid. At 25 minutes, this is definitely going to need some water now. I love how my duck is looking and smelling. Amazing. Actually, before I add the water, I'm just going to test this for taste. I want to taste a little bit of this curry sauce. Oh my gosh. Perfect. I added a little bit of water to my bowl that had the seasoned duck in it. That way you can rinse out all those flavors into your pot. Now, as far as adding water goes, I'm just going to say add as you need it, because every stove is different. So you're going to just have to take a look at it. I like to keep the duck or whatever meat I'm cooking pretty submerged in the liquid until it's completely cooked. So that's a good gauge to go by. And every time I add water to the pot, I'm going to let it bubble up real nice, come to a boil before I put the cover back on the pot. Okay guys, we are now at the 1 hour mark. Let's see what's going on. I want to check this. Oh, I might meet my goal. Cooking my duck in 1 hour. That feels good. Perfectly cooked and tender duck in 1 hour.